Welcome from Gothenburg, Nebraska. My name is Brett Lynn, a trainee at the Bear Water Utilization Learning Center. As we move into 2019, we are analyzing and summarizing the data from our 2018 research trials here at the Learning Center. As this information becomes available, we would like to take the time to share it with you. Today we're going to explore a study that investigated the response of Roundup Ready to Xtend soybeans to planting date and irrigation strategy. In recent years, we have seen increased acreage of soybeans on the plains. Therefore, it is important we expand our understanding of optimal planting date and irrigation strategy to optimize yield and lower inputs. Additionally, farmers who had visited the Learning Center raised some questions as to whether or not Roundup Ready to Xtend soybean products had similar lodging potential to their Roundup Ready to Yield soybean product counterparts. As a result, the purpose of this study was twofold. The first objective was to evaluate how soybean product, planting date, and irrigation strategy interact to optimize yield and lower lodging potential. The second objective was to determine if Roundup Ready to Xtend soybean products had similar lodging potential to Roundup Ready to Yield soybean products. The study was conducted on a hoard silt loam that was previously corn. The tillage system was strip tillage. We had a total of 4 planting dates, the earliest date being May 1st, followed by a May 16th planting date, the third planting date being May 31st, and the final planting date being June 15th. All products for all dates were seeded at a planting population of 180,000 seeds per acre. In the study, we had a total of 8 soybean products, 6 of which were Roundup Ready to Xtend soybean products, ranging in maturity group from 2.4 to 3.3. Additionally, we had 2 Roundup Ready to Yield soybean products, which were maturity groups 2.4 and 2.7 respectively. There were a total of 3 irrigation strategies and a dryland check in the study. The first irrigation strategy was 150% full irrigation, which was started in early July. The cumulative irrigation amount was 3.7 inches. The second treatment was 100% full irrigation, which was 2.3 inches of water to meet the evapotranspiration needs of the crop. The third irrigation strategy was R1 at 100% irrigation, which was 1.8 inches of irrigation. The intent of this strategy was to initiate irrigation as the soybeans entered the reproductive stages. Some previous research conducted by UNL indicated that there was not a discount to yield by waiting to irrigate until the reproductive stages. We'll get into this a little later. Due to the multiple planting dates and multiple maturities, it was not possible to initiate irrigation at R1 for all planting dates. Lastly, we had a dry land check where no irrigation was added. But 2018 was a particularly wet year for Gothenburg. During the growing season, we received 21.1 inches of rainfall. The study design was a randomized split plot design with irrigation strategy as the whole plot, planting date as the subplot, and soybean product as the subplot. For the 3 irrigation strategies, each treatment was replicated 4 times, and for the dry land, each treatment combination was replicated 3 times. Weeds were controlled uniformly across the study. A unique component of this study that was not intended was for the June 15th planting date, the soybeans, when they were at R6, had to be treated with 10.3 fluid ounces to the acre of Hero insecticide due to salt marsh caterpillars defoliating the soybean canopy. As I mentioned previously, due to multiple planting dates and multiple maturity groups represented, it was not possible to initiate the R1 irrigation strategy at R1 for all planting dates. As we can see, for the May 1st planting date, when the R1 irrigation strategy was initiated, those soybeans were at R2. For the May 16th planting date, they were also at R2. The third planting date of May 31st was at R1, and the final planting date of June 15th was at V2 at the time of initiation of the R1 irrigation strategy. This graph here depicts total precipitation plus irrigation for the dryland and 3 irrigation strategies. What is particularly striking, and we've discussed already, is that there is minimal difference between the dryland and the 150% full irrigation, less than 5 inches, which is quite abnormal for our site. So what did we find from this study? There was an interaction between soybean planting date and irrigation strategy. In general, the May 1st or the May 16th planting dates were optimal, and yields began to decline overall beyond those dates. June 15th, or the final planting date, being substantially lower than the May 1st or May 16th planting dates. Additionally, there was an interaction between irrigation strategy and soybean product. Overall, the dryland check did have the lowest yield across most products. Also notable is that the R1 irrigation strategy had the lowest amount of irrigation, but rarely had a yield penalty, and in fact, in some instances, performed better than the other irrigation strategies. The interaction between irrigation strategy and soybean product also carried over to lodging potential. However, there was no clear-cut trend with irrigation strategy and lodging potential. It was unique to each product. Yield was also influenced between an interaction of planting date and soybean product. As we saw with irrigation strategy and planting date, the earlier planting dates of May 1st and May 16th tended to outperform the May 31st and June 15th planting dates. The June 15th planting date was the lowest yield of all the planting dates across all products. Likewise, the interaction between planting date and soybean product also influenced lodging potential. In general, the earlier planting dates of May 1st and May 16th exhibited higher lodging. Addressing the second objective of the study as to whether or not Roundup Ray 2 Xtend soybean products exhibited similar lodging potential to Roundup Ray 2 yield products, there was no significant difference in lodging observed. What are the key takeaways for your farm? To ensure optimal soybean yield, it is important that we are getting those soybeans in the ground in a timely fashion. We want to be thinking early to mid-May. Planting date and irrigation strategy may influence the severity of lodging, so we also want to be mindful of that and understanding how our specific product interacts with planting date and irrigation strategy. Lastly, we can take away that Roundup Ray 2 Xtend soybeans do not have a higher lodging potential than Roundup Ray 2 yield soybean products. Therefore, we can plant Xtend soybeans with confidence, knowing that they do not have an enhanced potential lodging. For specific product information, reach out to your local seed sales team and they will be able to provide that information to you. We thank you for your time and we look forward to introducing you to additional 2018 studies.